Welcome to 21.6 The Net. That music means one thing on a Saturday morning. It's time for Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Today, Master Shaman walks with thunder, and the second part of living
your North Node.
Living your North Node, or your purpose through your astrological chart.
Yep.
Now, take it away, Lana.
Hi, guys. I have a friend of mine. I've had many reads from this gentleman, and he's awesome. He's a Native American. His name is Walks with Thunder, and I'm going to interview him because I think he's cool. So he he's accurate. Trust me, he is accurate. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, now, can I call you by your first name, or do you want me to call you Walks with Thunder?
Oh, I'm easy. You can call me anything you want. You can call me Andy. You can call me Watts.
Okay.
You can call me
I know him by Andy too. So I call you Andy a lot. But I've known you. You've done readings way back 8-9 years ago for me. So, and I find him accurate. And I just think you're fascinating. So I'm gonna ask you questions about shamanism. He is a shaman. He does. So in shamanism, what do you help people become shaman? What do you do?
I do a lot of training. We have an apprentice program. There are 58 classes.
Okay.
You get some in the mail. And this year we've had 3 people graduate and actually take the test and pass it.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that I ask you one impossible thing a week, and then you do it.
Wow.
And the test is 7 things, but you only have to get 5 to pass.
Okay.
Like a dream walking or bilocation, change the weather globally, do a remote healing. And our healing isn't like Reiki. We get an immediate response.
I know you were telling me that. So explain that a little better, because I am a Reiki practitioner, and yeah, you're right. Before you start seeing some benefits, but so explain that. Tell me that.
I'm sorry. Please don't take offense when I explain.
No, not at all. Not at all. Nope, not at all.
But I used to do psychic fairs, and there'd be Reiki masters there. And one time they asked me to speak at their fair. And I said, "Are you sure you want me to?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say. That if you go to a Reiki person and they tell you that you'll be healed within 2 or 3 days, you just wasted your money, because chances are you're going to feel better in 2 or 3 days anyway." That immediate healing right now within the next 5 minutes or less. And our healers can't do that. Well, they were improper. People hate hearing that, because the only thing that blocks your success is you.
Exactly.
A lot of times people will say, "You can't heal yourself." You most certainly can.
Yes, you can.
Or they'll say, you can't make money with spirit. You most certainly can.
Yeah.
You go down to the casino, and I guarantee you almost every day is praying for a miracle.
Exactly.
One of the most spiritual places you'll ever go. My sister-in-law didn't believe that I had, the energy. So we're at this casino, and she's looking at me with these big eyes, and she says, "Okay, what's this machine going to do?" Well, let me talk to the spirit of the machine. Took a few seconds. The machine says it's going to give you $5,000 in the next 5 spins. Okay. Within the next 5 spins. She literally rolls her eyes at me.
No, I get it.
A $15 once, nothing, twice, nothing, 3 times, $5,000.
Wow.
Cool.
So
tell me, so can anybody become a shaman? So what's up with that? Can you just study?
Not anybody can become a shaman.
So tell me more about that.
If I feel your energy isn't suited, then I won't train you.
Okay.
But and it's just a feeling that I get.
Exactly.
And sometimes people would just misuse this energy.
Oh,
and
that's interesting. Okay.
And
That's interesting. So how
back,
did you, here's my question to you. How, and in shamanism, how are you incorporating that into readings? Because I know you do. Like I said, he's done readings for me and he's been pretty accurate. I mean, I would say 95%. How do you combine, how does that all work? So that they, because a lot of people don't understand this. I get it, but I know they don't. So let's explain that to me.
Well, imagine that you're a really good listener and that you believe that everything has a spirit. So ask me a question. I can hear the spirits next to you making me look good. And even though I'll say the spirit next to you says, or something like that, what I heard is, you guys think I said it. I'm like, I didn't say it. I mean, if I said it, it would have been snarky.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going out with some other guy's husband, but that's a...
Exactly. So
on the one hand, that's a good thing because the twin flame and soulmate relationship comes at an inconvenient time when both of you are already in a relationship. And on the other hand, it's a karmically bad thing if you believe in karma, which I don't.
He's talked to me. I have a twin flame.
So Bea asks, what if ancestors?
Does that make any difference? Would you have the ability or no? How would that work?
Well, my ancestors come from Caddo Nation. My grandfather was a medicine man. And people are like, well, why aren't you a medicine man? Because I was not trained in the medicine way.
Okay.
A shaman's energy is more universal in that it's a Russian word that means one who knows.
I did not know that.
And because,
thank you.
Because I have not been trained in the medicine way, I will not claim the medicine man title, even though it my Native American heritage. On my grandfather's side. And
awesome.
Years and years ago, I was on a quest to make it stop. Make it stop, please. And,
I get that. I've heard that too before. I've had other people call me like that. Yeah. They want the sounds to the people to stop talking to them. And so
I finally, after 7 years, I finally found a medicine man at Pine Ridge in South Dakota. And what he told me is, you are your grandfather reborn because I have been testing you. For 10 days, I have tasks, but I haven't told you how to do them. I noticed that. But way, which means that you have all of your grandfather.
Cool.
But I'm like, well,
isn't he cool?
That's not convenient. I want this to stop. How do you make it stop? And he says, well, you have two choices. You can either become the master and talents, or you can be a victim of them.
Cool.
Well, victim doesn't look good on me.
No. Well, and for anybody. So how can we reach you for a reading? Tell us how, because you guys really do want, he gives you a different approach. Be prepared. He'll tell it like it is. I'm telling you. But he's very good. And he's got a great sense of humor. I refer people that I think are good on my show. So how do we reach you?
Well, you could reach me on my Walks with Thunder Facebook page.
Walks
you could
with
reach
Thunder.
me at my email, walkswiththunder@msn.com. That's Microsoft network system.
You guys have to hit, if you've not had a shamanic reading, they're a little different and they're really fun. Thank you for talking to us. You're awesome. Hit him up on his Facebook page, Walks with Thunder, or walkswiththunder@msn.com. Thanks for talking to me, Andy. I'll talk to you later. I'll be talking to you again real soon. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye. I just think he's really good. Everything I'm doing right now, he's predicted. So me being on live, all of this, he said, that's why I'm like, he's really accurate. But you're right. He tells the truth. He says something that, I try really hard to be a little gentle. That's because I just do with my delivery, but some people they're blunt. They tell it the way it is. And that's a shamanic way of doing it. So now what I'm going to do, all right, is I'm going to come. Okay. Before I got COVID, I had COVID. You guys know I had COVID. Before I had COVID, I started a thing on the North Node. It has to do with astrology. Okay. Hi up from Australia. Okay. And what I did was that I started it. I went through what you're supposed to be working on, what a North Node is. And if you don't know what your North Node is, you have to know. These are the things you can look up. You can go to like astrology.com, astrologycafe.com. Go on one of those. They'll give you your chart. You have to know your exact birthday. Now, if your time's off by 15 or 20 minutes, it's not that big a deal. But you have to know pretty much the minute you were born. You have to know your date, the year, the minute you're born, where. It's extremely important where on the earth you were born. So they'll ask you all that, and then they'll give you back your chart. You can look up your North Node, you guys. Okay. On the North Node, so that you understand this, okay, is that it's what your purpose is here. Okay. That is what you are uniquely. It's different than your sun, your moon, and your rising. Now, I've talked many, many times about that, but I'm telling you now about the North Node. Now, I had started this before I got ill. And so I want to finish. So this is really part 2. So I'm going to do everything sort of condensed down, but to let you know what you should be working on if you are a certain sign. Now, just remember that your sign is opposite. So I am a Taurus North Node. My opposite is Scorpio. You go up 6. And when you do your astrology cafe or wherever you visit, I should be getting I should be getting monetization from them because I'm giving like lots of people, but it does work. And they'll give you your little, shout out. You should be getting like, they're called trines and they're like triangles. And it'll say at the bottom, it'll say North Node, South Node. Nice. What you're working on. It's really simple. It's free. It's easy to do. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you one at a time. Like I could go like in great detail, like I started with the other show, but I only got less than a half an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys about it so that you can do that again. Okay. All right. So now Capricorn's life purpose is setting a goals, achieving them, and learning to balance work and life. So if you are a Capricorn North Node, notice that theme keeps coming up. What happens is that you get these themes coming up. Okay. And they over and over, and you're like, well, so now you understand that that's what you're supposed to be working on. Now, you're going to be releasing the South Node, but I'm not going to go into that now because I don't think I'm going to have quite enough time. Okay. But it's another show. Another show is numerology. That's probably my next one. Numbers, your names, your birth dates, all of it's numerology, and it's fascinating. I have a friend that does that. And then my interview for next week is I have somebody who is a Bigfoot hunter. Oh, remember, sweet. This is metaphysical meanderings. We got all kinds of stuff on here. So ghosts. And by the way, I forgot. I just cleared a house out and I forget to tape them, you guys. Oh, I should have taped it. Yeah. And it never occurs to me because I do it a lot. And I should have taped it. Even my daughter was with me. She goes, why didn't you tape this and put it on YouTube? And I'm like, I didn't think about it because this is something I do. It's just, I go and clear out your house. And it's a long story. I have to fill you in. Anyway, so Aquarius. Now we're in the age of Aquarius. I've talked many, many times about the age of Aquarius because it excites me. And can you feel the revving up? Can you feel there's like a revving up of the energy?
I've felt that at the beginning of the year.
Yes, thank you. It's revving up in a positive way. I can feel it. Yeah. And my prediction for the 150th time is that from February to April, you're going to see a revving up. People are going to start to go, they're going to start to go out more. I know a lot of people now that have both shots and they're like, I think I'm good to go. I've waited about 3 weeks between, all the shots. 3 weeks after the last one. I'm waiting to get mine because I had COVID. Yeah. Are you going to wait to get yours?
No, we have to. Yeah. They suggest. Because
now they're saying my school district's giving me mine. And now they're saying 15 days. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable.
yeah, they told my wife the same thing. And I'm like, I don't know. But what I've heard is after the second shot, if you've had COVID, you get pretty.
And that's kind of.
So that's why I was like, just wait the 90 days.
I know. That's exactly what I said. I'm kind of like skeptical about it too. So I know people have gotten their second shot. They had COVID. They were sick for 2 or 3 days. They were pretty much in bed.
Yep.
So we'll wait to see what I'm waiting for Johnson & Johnson to come out. And I'm going to say that is the game changer, by the way. I will make that prediction.
That's good shampoo for kids too.
Okay. So Aquarius, you're always, okay. Solutions that are out of the box. That's what you're working on in your lifetime. Remember, Aquarius are really super like creative sort of. Mm-hmm. And when to make changes and what benefits you and what you need to let go. That is what, if you've got a North Node that's an Aquarius, you're always looking for that little different way of beating to the different drummer. It's kind of, and it just keeps coming back over. These themes keep coming and you're like.
So good question out here.
Sure.
Madeline asks, what can you do if you don't know the exact time, but it's between half an hour because your parents.
Go ahead and put in the time. Like if you think you were born at 8:02, but you put in 8:30, it's not going to matter. It might a little. So you might want to put 2 different times in and see if it changes. So go to 8 and then go to 8:30, but usually it's within 2 hours. There's a 2-hour time limit. So just put in what you think. Yeah. And it's actually pretty accurate that way. Okay. So Pisces, you're visionaries. Now I'm a Pisces moon, makes me psychic automatically. I mean, if you look at my chart, I just have to laugh because I'm supposed to be a psychic. And the more I get into this, is that so funny is that 3 or 4 years ago, I didn't believe in any of this. And what got me involved in this is sitting one day and going, all 3 of my kids are Capricorns, okay? And they're as different as night and day, and they're only a couple days apart. What? There's got to be something there. And so when I'm looking at their moon, I'm looking at their rising sign, that it's so true because like my one child, my youngest daughter is a Cancer rising. Well, her personality is like my husband and he's a Cancer sun. I see it now. Do you know? And I'm going, and I just, you have to put all 3 of those together. And when you start really looking at things for who they are, I'm guessing people. So when people make phone calls to make appointments with me, I will say to them, I bet he's a water sign. And they go, yeah, how'd you know? I said, because they act a certain way. Okay. The only one I sometimes have trouble with is Gemini, because Gemini, they can be 2 different people. That's the one that you're this way, and you can flip flop. It's that one of the, that's why they call it the twins. So, all right. So let's see. Yeah, she agrees with me. Hi. I think it's, how do I say that? Is it Bea?
Yeah, I go with Bea.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. You're welcome.
Bea is a North Node in Leo.
In Leo, I'm getting to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Aries life purpose, using your own powers, learning to ask and receive help when it is needed. Aries are quite the sign. My granddaughter is an Aries. Fire sign. They are very powerful. They are very much a fire sign, but they also are stubborn and they don't want to ask for help. So do you see if you're a North Node Aries? And to let you know that sometimes these signs seem like they ring true for you if you're that sun sign too. So sometimes they repeat themselves. Now, I am a Capricorn, excuse me, rising, and I am a Capricorn cusp, which Taurus, they're earth signs. So Taurus rings true to me. And actually, if you guys are getting, if you're looking at my YouTube channel, join my YouTube channel, Landis and Janet Sky. I just relate tarot cards for you. Okay. I'm going to tell you though, I'm going to start thinking of doing North Nodes because the North Node ones work. Whenever I lay a Taurus reading for all of you, it's working for me too. And I see it in the cards and I go, I'm like, I can't read for myself, but I can see a generalization. I'm a real strong believer that the North Node is that important, that it acts almost like a sun sign. Okay.
Yeah. If you don't know what it is, a good place to go is cafeastrology.com.
It's just a real quick way to get your signs.
Yep.
It'll just lay it right out. You just stick it in, plug it in, it calculates for you. Okay. Taurus. So now we're at Taurus. I'm a Taurus North Node. Now listen to and it always comes back to this. It's like it's hitting me in the face. Okay. Finding balance between materialism and spirituality, how to make money spiritually. So, but I haven't made $1 off this, by the way, you guys. Just thought I'd say that. We're doing all this for free. You guys do know that. Enjoys and appreciates beauty and a comfortable life. And that is something. I don't want to be rich. I want to be comfortable. There's a difference there, So anyway, so now we get to Gemini. Now, Gemini, I said, is it's an odd duck because you're two people sometimes. But I will say, I just talked to a Gemini I did a reading for right before I came here, that a Gemini, they communicate well. In a tarot deck, and see, we're gonna learn all that too, is the sword. The swords are communicators, and your card is a sword. Okay, you represent that. That means you're ultimately the best communicator out of the zodiac sign. Okay, you say what you want. You have a way of saying it. You understand how to get people's attention. All that. Okay. Now that also applies for your North Node. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. What is my North Node? 315. Oh, you know what? Lillian, you have to astrology. It takes a couple seconds. You go right on and it'll come right up. Everything will come up.
You put in your
put in your birth date, your birth time
and
your location.
Yeah.
It's important to put where on the world you are. I don't know why that makes such a difference, but it really does.
It does.
Okay. So Gemini's they want to, and here we go again with communication. They are the communicators of the zodiac. Communicate who wants to share ideas and knowledge with others. That's and it keeps coming back to that. You probably work in a job where you have to communicate well. You may be doing something like this. You could be a teacher because you're communicating. See, and it keeps coming back that it's teaching you how to communicate. That's what you're working with. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Madeline says, I believe the point of where you are on Earth is because of the location where the stars are and how the constellations connect.
Oh, you know what? I never thought of that. I just know that it's very important. I'm going to tell everybody I don't know everything. I'm still learning about astrology because I just see so many connections and I've gotten to a point where I'm talking to somebody, well, my boyfriend, and he's doing this and this. And I'll say, well, is he possibly a Cancer or is he a Sag or something? And how'd you get that? I said, because it all connects and I get it. And yeah. So anyway, so here we go. We got Cancer. Okay. Wanting and needing approval, wanting recognition and prestige. Because in your last life, and see, I'll get into that. Your South Node, you had that taken away from you. Do you see what, like for instance, Gemini couldn't communicate. Maybe they were deaf. In your past lifetime, you're getting rid of all the negative energy that came with your South Node. Okay. So in this lifetime, you're learning to communicate. Maybe you were always silenced as a child in your other lifetime. So see how you're getting rid of that energy and creating a new node. Okay. So, all right. So here's Leo, because somebody said they were Leo. I like my Leos. I don't know if you guys know. I've only met one Leo I do not like, but that's a long story. Only one. Anyway, and I'm related to him. Anyway, your Leo is how to be happy, listening to your heart. And if you know a Leo, that it's like their hearts sing. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but if you know a Leo, It's like they're always looking for true happiness. They're the type of person that they won't work a job they hate. They just won't do it. Node. If you're a north node, now all your houses are in different signs, for instance, so that you understand. Jupiter, right? It's like a huge planet.
Mhm.
And it's one of the things that you'll have a house and you'll have a zodiac sign. My Leo is in Jupiter. And that's, I present myself like bigger than life. Like I'm like, yeah, I don't mean to, but I give off a lot of energy. It's because my Jupiter is in Leo. So see, they all play a role, but that I really think that the North Node is so important because you really need to know, at the soul level, you know why you're here. You might say, you know how you walk around and you're stuck, and people are like, you know what I'm talking about, Kent? Because we had that conversation before, right? And where I'm stuck, you have to understand you're supposed to be stuck. That this is planned. That you're supposed to experience this so that you can have your awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you're stuck and you're feeling that way, it's because you have to make changes and you're fighting it. Okay, you're fighting it, and you know what's coming too, because when you're stuck, you're going to be unstuck. No matter what, the universe is going to make sure at some point you become unstuck. So be prepared. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we've got Virgo. Now a Virgo, I've always noticed this about Virgo because I have a lot of friends that are Virgo because it's an earth sign too. So we all get each other. So an earth sign usually is a person that's good with money. Now, if you, by the way, if your North Node is very, very important. So if you're an earth sign in maybe you're a water sign sun, but your North Node may be Virgo, I can guarantee you have something to do with money, that you are actually pretty good at making money, getting money. People are earth signs, and when they're a sun, a moon, or a rising sign, or a North Node, earth sign, your money comes to you. You're good at making money. Okay. I'm a cap. I'm cap Taurus. Yeah. I understand how to do it. You know what I'm saying? You get it. And you're usually a business person. Now I've been a teacher for 30 years, but like I said, I'm running this side business. It's growing, we're not rich, but it's okay. I'm comfortable. And see, that's part of Taurus. Okay. So Virgo's path is in a path of service. A lot of Virgos are very much into spiritual type things. They may work in wellness in the wellness industry in some way. Now, the Virgo that I know really well, she runs a metaphysical shop and she sells CBD oil. So, I mean, yeah. Health and fitness are very important to Virgos. It's a very important thing. Now, not just in sun, but I'm talking North Node. Okay. So that's what your life path is. All right. You may be in some kind of a life path. You might that has to do with any of this, and it just keeps coming up for you. Okay. So that you understand that it just keeps hitting you in the face. And I don't know how, but that you'll understand that if you know your North Node, then you got kind of like, if you know your North Node, you really don't even, your sun, your moon, and your rising become almost things is just a secondary, because that North Node is what you're working on. So, okay. Mm-hmm. I've got 3 more. Okay. So Libra is social justice. I don't know if you guys knew that. They're also a communicator. They're great communicators. Okay. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra are communicators. And in a tarot card, they represent the sword. So, okay. Usually very powerful people too. Libras have a tendency to be that way. Deep sense of justice, individually, always trying to break from the crowd. Always trying to find a different way of going. Okay. That's your Libra's North Node. Okay.
Jen says she's a Virgo and agrees with what you're saying.
Oh, good. Okay. Virgo. Jen says she's a Virgo, and she says that it's very true. Okay. And a lot of times people are like, oh, it's so general. Oh, no. If I know your sun, your moon, and your rising, and I can get your north node, I can be very exact. Now, I have not written out people's charts yet. I'm still learning that, but I do understand it, and I use it when I'm doing my readings.
Sure.
So just letting you know, because there's been times people are like, well, he's this and he's all emotional and blah, blah. Is he a Cancer? Oh, yeah. Well, and then I tell him about it. I'm like, I get it. And it's part of my readings that I do. Okay. So now you're Scorpio. Now, I am a Scorpio South node. Now, I have not gone over South nodes because I did do it in my first session. My second session, I'm not doing it on purpose. I kind of figured it'd be a little overwhelming because I'll just break it down. It's just easier to break it down a little bit. Sure. But my mother was Scorpio. My daughter and my two granddaughters are Scorpio rising, and my step grandson is a Scorpio son. So, I mean, I've got a lot of Scorpio, and it just seems like we attract, I don't know if you noticed, you ever notice that you've got tons of a certain sign in your life, and you just do. Like everybody will be, and you'll be.
Is like, garbage a sign? Because I tend to get a lot of that.
Well, didn't you say you had a lot of, like a certain sign in your family or something?
I don't know.
It might have been Pete.
Yeah,
I don't know who it was, but they kept, like, for me personally, it's Cancer. My husband's Cancer. My dad is Cancer.
Your producer.
My grandpa is Cancer. My producer's Cancer. It's more than just a coincidence.
You're a magnet.
And I am. And it's like my nephew, my best friend, my husband's best friend. I mean, they're just all over the place. And I think it's because I used to always say, because honestly, Sagittarius and Cancers are not supposed to get along. They're supposed to be like opposites. But yet, here I am. It's because I'm a Pisces moon. I have a watery side. I have a very, very emotional side. Cancers are emotional.
See, and I'm a Pisces north node.
Mm-hmm. No, what?
I'm a Pisces north node.
You're a Pisces north node. I could tell you all about yourself. So yeah. And is it true that I was saying when I was saying that you were a visionary? This isn't visionary, is this? See. And you know what? Another thing about Pisces is quit trying to be such a perfectionist.
Oh, that's right on.
Is that right on?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, Ken. I've known him now for about 7 or 8 months, and I pretty much know. But that's something you're working on in this lifetime. Okay. Now, Scorpio is, because it's a water sign, and what you're working on your north node is a desire to get what you want through hard work and not giving up. Okay, that's what a Scorpio is working on. They're willing. They have to put it every time they turn around. They see that there's hard work involved, but they're not. It's not that they're going to give up, but it just seems like if you're a Scorpio north node, nothing's easy. And it just seems like that's part of being a Scorpio north node. Okay. And anybody who knows that they're a Scorpio sun, they have a tendency to be very, very hard workers. They're very emotional. I've heard that people say this, oh, Scorpios are crazy. No, they're emotional. And that's okay. I've got some Scorpio in my own, like one of my houses too. But so just that you understand. But Scorpio is the worst thing about a Scorpio is the fact that you have to be careful not to go, oh, poor me, because you are being tested in this lifetime. Scorpio is one of the harder signs because, like I said, every time you turn around, there's hard work involved. Whatever you do, nothing seems like it comes easy.
Of course, for those of you out there on 21.6 the net listening in on the internet radio, you've got Metaphysical Meanderings with our good friend, Master Psychic Atlanta Duncan Hartgraves. If you want to find out more about what she does, please visit her at Atlanta.
No, EnchantedSky.com.
EnchantedSky.com, right.
Or Lana's Enchanted Sky on YouTube. Yep. That's where I'm at right now.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking at it.
I also now have a Patreon. Yep. And I'm going to be offering, I'm in the process of making, if you guys ever see, I'm always wearing tie-dye. Mm-hmm. It's like a thing. And I've had people asking me, and I'm going to be putting my logo on.
Swag out there.
Yep. I'm going to be, give me a couple weeks. It's in the process as we speak. And you can join my Patreon, and I'll offer readings,
Mhm.
coupons,
Yep,
I call it
Instagram,
empath gear,
Mhm.
and things like that. So, okay. I found a great guy who's a Leo. He's going to actually be on my show in a couple weeks. And he's real spiritual and he's helping me out a lot. And I'm really grateful to him. Okay. I follow you on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you, Madeline. I just now got on Instagram because I've been on Instagram for years and never was really concentrating more on Facebook. And we all know what I'm talking about when I say this because I'm on Facebook now, but there's a little bit of some negativity going on, and Instagram really is Facebook. So
Mhm.
I'm moving my things to Instagram slowly.
Yeah, slowly.
So yeah.
Yep. And of course, if you want to help her out at any time, you can Venmo her at Enchanted Sky, and the Cash App as well as $, Enchanted Sky, Sky with an E at the end.
Yes. And I don't know. I know a lot of you guys know me personally now because I'm getting when I was sick, a lot of you guys were actually making phone calls to check on me. And if you hear me, what's going through, I'm completely fine. I went and I exercised and I'm coughing again. So I'm still not, even though it's been 3 weeks, I'm better, but yet I have to be careful. I think I've got a little.
You got your hair cut. You look good. Come on.
I got a little healing to do yet, though, in there. So with that said, and I
right on
cough
cue.
a little bit, but I am starting a healing center. I have wanted to do a healing center for 20 years. I actually bought my 5-acre farm with that in mind. Well, my daughter, if you guys know anything about me, and I got a lot of horse people watching me. I know I do because they contact me. If you love horses, you ride horses, you raise and train horses, it seems like I'm attracting them because I do too. And we are starting an equine therapy center.
Mhm.
And any of this money that I'm making from my gear is going to buy a facility. Have a facility we want to buy. They may be ready to sell. And it's going to offer a place for healing and a place for PTSD type things. My daughter wants to be the trainer, and it's genetic. She inherited it from eons. Everybody in my family raises horses. It's a family thing. It's genetic. I don't know. I woke up in my life, and I just would stare at horses, and my first word was horse. It just is. It's like, and it's my spiritual animal. So to my last one, Sag, because I'm a Sag sun, do you see how there's a little bit of similarity between your sun sign and your north node? Do you see that? There's a little bit of comparison.
Yep.
And it is a little bit so that you understand, because even though I'm a Sagittarius and I'm this fun-loving, extremely energetic person, because that's a Sag, I still see Taurus in me. Like I said, I can look at a Taurus reading and get stuff about my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete says he's a Capricorn and his wife is a Pisces.
Yes. I remember him saying he was a Cap because business person. Business person. The business people of the zodiac are Capricorn, by the way. They're down to earth. They don't play, they're business minded, that type of thing. Yep. And it's interesting because I'm a fun loving Sagittarius, and then I'm the serious Cap because I'm a cusp. It's just interesting, the makeup. And if you think about it, they're just accurate because there's so many combinations. Yeah. So now you're Sag.
And of course, here in a few minutes, the last 15 minutes of each show, we always leave open for questions. So get your questions ready and feel free to ask away.
Thank you. I'm getting something. Astrology for the Soul is a good book that they're saying that talks about North Nodes too. Book idea: How to Raise a Libra. That's a book idea, Jen. That's cute. I need to cheat for the signs. Okay, Jen. Okay. What I'm doing is, so that you guys know, if you go to the wisewomansage.com, I haven't posted them yet, but what I do is after I've done this, it's kind of like the transcripts. And that's what I do on the wisewomansage.com. That is my blog page. So you guys can get the transcripts of what I'm talking about on the wisewomansage.com. I have to download them. They're sitting here. Okay. Just to let you know. All right. Wendy. Okay. Capricorn. Okay. I'm just making sure okay. Yep. The wisewomansage.com. That picture was taken when I was in Florida. I have property. My mother-in-law's in Florida. So, okay. So Sag, always looking for higher truths. Sages are very philosophical, by the way. They have a tendency to be that way. He has a sun sign, but also as a north node. And learning how to make decisions based on knowledge, experience, and your understanding. So it's not uncommon for a Sag to be extremely well educated. They have a tendency to be teachers, professors, doctors. There is a book that's out, and I would have to look it up because I'm taking this off the top of my head because I usually do my research. That said, and they have done studies that because they try to disprove astrology because it's pseudoscience. But then they found out that by your sign, your sun sign, you have a tendency to be in certain professions. And in a Sag, you have most often are an attorney, a doctor, a psychologist, or an educator. And I'm a teacher. So see, and it really does work. I don't care what anybody says. So, okay. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to take questions. Sure. Okay. If you have any questions, like I said, hit the wisewomansage.com, hit it up. I have to just download what I just did for transcripts. And that way you can see what I have been talking about. And you can even like print it out if you want. Okay. With that said, let's go. Okay. What do we've got for questions?
So Lillian says, do you see in a future that I will catch a break in better finance for me?
Lillian, something's going to happen positive for you in about 6 months. Okay. I still say we're getting another check in February. But anyway, but they're for more wise. Now, they're telling me to tell you, Lillian, and I talk to you all the time, that you really need to see like a financial counselor to help. And I'm not saying you're bad with money. They're telling me to tell you that. That's all I'm saying. That you would really super benefit understanding investments and money a little better. So if you were to study it, take a class, online class, talk to somebody, okay? And I'm just repeating what they told me to tell you, okay?
That's it. Laura says, I would love to know if I will get my new beginning career this year.
Laura, you're going to get your new beginning in career, but it's going to be towards the end of the year. Sorry, you're going to keep working, keep striving, brush up the resumes, but it's going to be more towards the end of the year. Okay. So wait it out, be patient. I swear if I didn't know better, they're trying to teach you patience. Okay.
Jackie says, I'm an Aries rising and Virgo North Node. What can you tell me about my money future?
Well, I still say we're getting money. I still say we're going to get, and it's going to be coming soon. I said that way back in December before I even knew for sure we were getting the $600. I made a mistake. I was not right. I said 800. I don't know if you remember that, but I kept saying 800, and I said we won't get 1,200. We'll get 800, and then we got 600. So I mean, and I also said I kept saying August, so I was off on the time. Remember, they were talking about it in August. It didn't pass. Yep. You have to understand that psychics cannot be 100%. I can be 90%, but I cannot be 100 because people have free will and can change things. So just that you understand, that's why psychics can never be perfect. Yeah. Because there's free will involved in everything. Okay.
I'm going to let you read Madeline's, not necessarily out loud, but I'll let you read that one.
Okay. You said that for a lot was having to do with court this year. I'm going to. There will be a positive outlook. Yes. There's somebody scared. There's jail time. There's something going on there. I feel like you're going to get justice. I want to say you're going to get the justice card. It may not be as much justice as you would like, but there will be some justice. Like you think that they should serve longer and they don't. Okay. But there will be justice coming the second part of the year. Okay.
Here's an interesting question that Desiree asks. What's going to happen with the rioters at the Capitol? Will we ever know how and why it happened? Was it an inside job?
I predicted it. If you
Mhm.
looked on my face, on my well, I put it on Facebook and I put it on YouTube. I said around the 10th of January. Now, the reason I said that is I thought the 6th. And I thought, well, that's when they're going to do that count of the Electoral College. So no, it can't be the 6th. It can't be. Well, my daughter's birthday's the 6th. It's on my daughter's birthday. But I put on there on the video at around the 10th. Now, I told everybody there was a shocking thing. It was going to shock the world. So if you look back, you scroll back on my YouTube, you'll see that. There are people going to be, there's people going, yes, it was an inside job. And yes, they're going to serve, there's jail time to be served. Not with everybody though. There's a lot of people that are walking. And I don't like the fact that I had to say that, but it's true. There's people getting off left and right. And then there's they're going to hold a few, they're going to make examples out of a few. Okay. But not everybody.
I got a feeling that we'll be surprised too. It's not who we might think. It's just a feeling.
I remember saying, all I'm going to say, do you see how I'm politically not trying to answer any of this? Because this is not a political station.
Not a political station.
But I remember saying when the voting was done, there would be riots. And somebody got on there was heckling me. Oh, where's all the riots? And I looked on there and I saw where I said, you just wait.
Yep.
It's coming. It's not coming now. It's coming. It's in a couple months. And I did put that because I knew something. So, but I'm trying not to be political.
That's
so we're going to drop that.
Anna says, am I going to pass my pharmacy test coming up in February?
Yes. You're not going to have as high a score that you would.
Nice.
Okay.
The horse 89. What do you see happening for me romantically? I am an Aries sun.
Okay. You the horse 89, love the name. You need to be a little more specific. Are you looking for a person? It's kind of a general question. And remember, I got like 450,000 people watching me.
That's right.
It's hard for me to concentrate unless it's really specific. So ask a question more specific in line, and then I'll answer you. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Lillian Torres says, thank you. I see her and hear from her a lot. Yeah.
Laura Vaco says, does my mother have any message for me?
Laura, I see somebody. She would normally have brown hair and she'd either put it up or twist it up or put it back. And it's brown. A little heavier set. I don't know if that's hit me back and say, yes, that's me. That's her. Because someone is coming through like that. I want to say you're not having enough fun in your life. She says you need to have more fun because all this is real. And that on the side she is now, she's happy because that's where the fun is. And that you need to be happier and kick your heels up more. If I am right, I think that is your mother or your grandmother. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go into much more detail. If you want to, I'm going to be 25% off real soon. Book a reading with me. I can concentrate. I think it is yours. Okay.
Outstanding. Paula asks, may I ask if my father will ever try to sell my mother's house?
Yes. And I know this sounds strange. I feel like he has to. I don't understand that. I feel like he has no choice, but it's not for a while. Okay. It's down the road. I don't know. I don't understand that, but that was the message I got. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Usually you guys do. And I tried really hard to translate and then I mess it all up. So if I just say what they say, because that's really all I do, then you'll understand that.
Yeah. So Laura says, yep, that's her. She was short, brown hair.
Okay. Good,
Yep.
good.
Jen asks, the creative project that I'm working on, children's book about angels, will that be successful? Any advice from spirit about this project?
Okay, so here's my thought. This is what they showed me. Illustrator. Now remember, I'm a published children's author, and I've been through it all. Trust me. It needs to have glitter in the wings. I know that sounds crazy, but it's all in your illustrator. Okay? That's what I'm supposed to tell you, because that's what it's got to be like, it's got to bling. If you get the right illustrator, yes, you will do well. Okay?
Fantastic.
Um,
Am I a GD says, am I a twin flame or just delusional?
okay, that's kind of ambiguous.
Yes.
It's kind of ambiguous. Everybody's got a twin flame. Everybody's got one. Most of the time, your twin flame's on the other side, guiding you. There's been times when I've seen people and I'll say, well, don't you have a twin? And they're like, what are you talking about? Because they look just like you sometimes. Then other times you meet your twin flame and you come together to benefit the world. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. I want to say it for the millionth time. It's not necessarily romantic. It could be your mother, your brother, your best friend, it's somebody that comes together with you to benefit mankind. Maybe you come together to open up a healing center. You know what I'm saying? I know who my twin flame is. And I'm going to tell you, it's the hardest relationship you'll ever have. And I've let go. I just, whatever. I've had to, because it ain't going to work. And it isn't necessarily supposed to. We made a pact. I didn't know who he was. We knew each other for months, and we shook hands, and there was an electrical charge. And I looked at him and I could see everything. I go, well, what are you here for? You're just checking on me, aren't you? And we had a conversation that no one would have understood but us. And that's how and it hits you hard. And then you're like, oh my God. And you spend a year processing the darn thing. But sometimes you're not supposed to be together too.
Sure.
You might be working on other things so that you know. And remember, there's a difference between a karmic relationship, a twin soul, and a twin flame. So just remember that.
There you go.
Okay.
Desiree says, I am a Pisces sun with Sag moon and Aries North Node. I feel change will be happening for me this year. This includes my marriage. What does my future hold for my marriage?
In about 4 or 5 years, you have a decision to make. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? I feel like you're rapidly growing as a human being, and you may outgrow your partner. And that's all I'm going to say. And it's all a free will. If you want to work it out, you can work it out. It's all your decision, but in about 3 to 4 years. Okay. It's going to be a while yet, because you've been stuck and you're going through a bit of an awakening, Desiree. Okay. And by the way, you're flipped to me. You're a Pisces sun and a Sag moon. I'm flipped. I have a lot of friends who are flipped, including my granddaughter, who is my mirror image, who is the exact same thing you are. Even the Aries. And she's like my mini me. We always laugh about it because she is. Her personality and everything is kind of like mine.
Fantastic.
So, all right.
The Horse 89 says, I am currently single and trying to manifest a specific person. It will manifest.
No. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be blunt about that, because they're telling me to be blunt, that there's another person coming that's going to be a better suited for you. And the reason that you're after the person you're trying to manifest now is a past life karmic connection that needs to be worked out. And when it's worked out, it's done. But there is the love of your life. And I'm talking a love of your life. The Horse 89 is coming.
Nice.
May come at the second part of this year.
Nice.
You'll know when you meet them the first time you look at their face. Okay. None of that came from me.
Let us know.
Channeled.
That's great stuff.
Okay.
Jackie Frazier says, well, I passed my court reporter certification test on the first try.
I feel like you have to do you have to take a series of tests, Jackie? Because I do feel like you're taking another test. And I'm not sure if you're going to, like, no offense, you're going to have to take it again. But I feel like there's another test to come. So I just thought that's what I will tell you. Okay.
Jane Lane says, am I spiritually gifted or delusional?
Everybody's spiritually gifted. You got to find your gift. Everybody's got a different gift. I've like that's I believe on my empath. Go look on some of the podcasts about spiritual gifts and empaths, because there's different types. Everybody's got them. You've got like some people, they don't realize a spiritual gift can be growing plants. Like if you've got a green thumb, that is a spiritual gift. You do understand that is given to you by spirit. If you always know how to say the right thing at the right time, you're going to tell me that's not a spiritual gift. You need to figure out your unique one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Everybody's got one. Everybody. Mine is I'm a medium. This is what I do. Now, I do have a green thumb too, but I mean, but it's part of being Reiki, Reiki master. But yeah. So I mean, you can, and actually, like me, I have more than one. Most people.
Good thing to do is reach out to you.
Exactly.
Set up a reading.
Set up a reading. I can probably tell you because I repeat back what they tell me to tell you. It's not me. I always have to be very humble. I always wake up every morning wondering, maybe God will take my gift away. You never know. Yeah. I mean, it could happen. I mean, I just am really, I try to stay focused and grounded about it. So, but usually you have I see most people, they usually have two or three. Yeah. So it kind of overlaps, So okay.
Ida says, I'm a Cap Aquarius cusp. Okay. We've been trying to get pregnant for 2 years. It might question, but when will we get pregnant? Can you tell me the month and year?
Ida, you're going to have to go and get some help from the doctors, but you will. You're having, I think, 2 girls. Do me a favor, Ida. Okay. This is an old-fashioned. I know lots of people. I have a friend that is a palm reader. And if you go, okay, look at, I don't know if you can get
I can't.
You can't. Yeah. Sorry. If you go between your pinky finger where it bends and the line that goes across your hand, and you go to the hand you write with, and you make a fist, it's going to tell you how many kids you're going to have. Yeah. And it's only with women. And I will swear to you that if you think that this is not true, go ask a woman. Just go up to your mother. Go and have them make a fist. Me, I have 3 children and I am helping raise. It's so interesting. I have 3 full lines because I have 3 children, and I've got a couple of my grandkids are always with me, and I've got 2 little tiny lines between. First there was 1, and now there's 2 because my daughter had another granddaughter this like 8 months ago, and I know it's bizarre. You'll even see them appear, you guys. My daughter had 1 for years. When she was like 21, she goes, I'm pregnant. And then she makes the fist because she knew, because I've always said it. And I go, yep, there's a kid. And then about a year ago, she made a fist and she goes, I'm going to get pregnant. Look, there's another line. I said, and there she got pregnant. Within a month of her noticing, she was pregnant.
There you go.
So it's true and it's a Gypsy Romanian thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harvey, didn't get bypassed. Not fishing. You're asking a serious question. However, because of our settings, YouTube, it didn't come through.
Oh.
And might suggest.
Oh, okay.
What I might suggest is, can you reach out to Lana?
Yeah, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you because I got a theory about it. But I mean, intellectually, but I think I do have a very good grip on what's going on in that.
Right, but that's why I couldn't get it.
You couldn't get it. It got hidden, hun. Yeah. Okay, Harvey. Yeah. Sometimes some of these, they get removed on us. That's one of the reasons why we're trying to get off
these platforms, some of these platforms.
That's all I'm saying. Not trying to be negative. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Ida says, hey, we've been seeing a doctor, but they didn't find any issue. So it's good. Keep going.
Ida, I really feel like the doctor, you might have to go in vitro. There's something going on with the doctors, and yes, but you are going to have kids.
And hey, the fun is trying.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Right? The fun is in the trying.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Don't give up. I see daughters. Yeah. Okay. No. One more question and we're going to stop. Will I get a new job?
I think that says it.
Yes. Start brushing up your resume. Do whatever you got to do. I feel like you're going to make connections, and by like you're going to know somebody who knows somebody. That's how you're going to get what you want. And yes, by mid-year or so.
Mhm.
Okay, Paula.
Mhm.
All right. Have we been seeing?
I think that's
Okay. Any other questions? Hey, I don't see any.
right there.
Perfect.
Right
Because
on
everybody
time.
always gets mad at me because like I have to stop and there's questions
We
rolling.
have. Gonna be a
There
good
we
week.
go. There we go. All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody. And next week, I'm going to be bringing a Bigfoot hunter for an interview. And then I'm going to be starting numerology, talking
cool.
about your name, talking about numbers, your life path, and all that. Okay.
Fantastic. All right. So for all of us here at 216 The Net, follow us on YouTube, follow us out there on Instagram and LinkedIn, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Come back next week when we've got a Bigfoot hunter right here on Metaphysical Meanderings.